We've arrived at Skurugata, I think that's how it's pronounced, I'm not quite sure. And we're about to do a walk that goes down and into a gorge, we think. So we'll find out as we go. Lovely little park up here. It is on search for sites as off-site parking, so I'm not sure if you can stay overnight. I haven't seen any signs saying yes or no. There is a little wooden hut up there that's got toilets in it. So we're going to head out on this walk, see where it takes us. Well, this is a pleasant trail we've started on. What did you reckon? It's about a 7 kilometre walk.
I think it's about like 7 or 8 kilometres, but we'll probably end up doing a bit more once we've explored a bit more. But yeah, I think the marked route's 7, 8 kilometres.
And apparently this is a skura, which is an Ice Age gorge, and it's one of the oldest, or one of the largest, I think it's up in Sweden, that we're going to be walking around today. But yeah, quite a pleasant, good trail so far.
Good weather for it.
Plenty of little benches around. Oh yeah, so here we go. I'll show you this. We're parked up here. So we're going to head down this orange one first. And then come back up again. Or back along. And then take this. And this bit here is the
gorge, isn't it?
Is the gorge itself. And then come back up.
Oh yeah.
It goes really long. I think I've heard someone there call it something hair.
Is it Witch's Beard or something? No?
No, I think the long one is something hair. When we're in Scotland, I read about the lichen, and it's usually a sign of very clean air when you see it growing on the trees. So it's obviously good air around here, air quality. Must be near a military airbase. I can hear a jet somewhere off in the distance. Yeah, look at it. Loads of little lichen and moss. It's one of those things that you kind of miss when you walk in. You look for wildlife such as red squirrels and birds and things like that. You tend to miss the little things that are important in nature as well.
It's very, very peaceful, apart from when the Swedish Air Force Gripens fighter jets fly over the top of us. But very thick, dense pine forest here. Very good. A nice view for lunch here. A place completely to ourselves. You cooling off, Rio?
So having gone down and had a nice lunch by the lake, it's time now to come back uphill. And then I think it's down again into the gorge before finally back uphill to where we parked.
So we're in this gorge now, just starting to negotiate it. Jane's going on ahead. Get an idea. How steep it all is. Rocky pass this there through this gorge, but all good. What's your mum doing? Here she is. Take it steady. What are you on? What are you on? You waiting for us, are you? Quite steep this bit, so Jane's taking her time.
So that's it. We have done the walk all the way down to the lake, which I'll show you in a minute. Back up from the lake, and then through the gorge that is now below me. And that was the lake that we went down to, just over in the distance over there. So we're going to have the last bit of coffee in the sun before we go back to the van and head on. Oh, thank you. Oh, yum yums. Yum yums. Yeah.
Rio's having a well-earned bum scratch. Oh yes. Yes.
Well, that's the gorge walk finished. What did you think of that walk?
Yeah, it was very good. It was classed as moderate. Wasn't very long distance-wise, but it was quite tricky. Ran through the gorge, but it's a sort of 3 points of contact on the ground at all times, really.
Yeah,
but good fun.
A bit challenging for me. Rio loved it. She's assumed the position. So we're off a little bit further north now. We're going to try and stay at a free park up. I'm just looking at the sat nav to see how far it is. It's about 129 kilometres north. That is outside an air museum.
Yeah, it's not an airbase, different airbase, isn't it?
Which we think it's probably the airbase where those
Grippins.
Yeah,
Grippins and Vegans.
We're flying over us today. So yeah, so we're heading up to there. So we'll see whether we can get in. Morning. You're joining us on a very sunny, pleasant morning in Sweden, and we're parked in a car park at the Aircraft Museum near Linköping. I think that's how it's pronounced. Yeah. And what's the name of this Air Force base?
Malmo or something.
Malmen.
Yeah.
Malmen Air Force Base.
There you go. Welcome out.
So you can see our van parked just there, car park opposite the museum, and there is a railway line that runs just next to us here. Andy's having a coffee on the bench with me. Rio's just having a bit of a lie down in the shade after she's just been playing with the ball. So you can see there's several aircraft outside the museum. The one straight in front of us, the silver one there, is Dakota. Not sure if it's this one, but apparently there was one that was shot down by a Soviet MiG-15 in 1952 over the Baltic Sea. That was later salvaged and brought to this museum, so I'm guessing that's the one that's been put on display there. Now just zoom in a little bit more. That weird little pod thing that is there, that's a little Futuro house. Stand by. Aircraft taking off, 3 ship. That was a quick spin round to see if I could get those, and I've no idea if I kept them in shot. I was looking up at the sun as well, not the best idea. So the little pod thing that I was looking at, it's a Futuro house. It was designed by a Mats Suronen in 1968, who's from Finland, and it was originally conceived as a fiberglass reinforced plastic pod for a ski chalet. But the Swedish Air Force actually used this one as a radar control tower for target shooting in a military firing range in a place called, I'm terrible at pronunciation, Söderhamn, I think it was. The next plane along the front there is a Caravel 3 jetliner. This one was used by the Swedish Air Force in 1974 to 1998, and it was a signal intelligence aircraft. Next to that is one that we would recognise that we have in the UK, or used to have in the UK, the Canberra. And then the next one, I believe it looks like a Vickers Varsity aircraft, which was used as electronic intelligence gathering aircraft as well. It's got the Gripens, which we saw taken off. It's also got some training aircraft, and it's got 2 types of helicopters based here as well, which we've seen both take off this morning.
That's the Westlands, isn't it?
So it's a free stopover. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, what time is it now?
About 10 o'clock.
So the morning wave isn't stupidly early. I didn't hear much noise from the trains during the night. I think I heard one about 6:30 this morning, which is when I wake up anyway. And it's free. What more can you ask? Museum, I believe, is around about £10 each to go in as adults.
You can go in the shop for free, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think there's toilets in there as well.
There's, if I just show you at the front, I don't know if I'll be able to pick it out, I'll try. But here it says archive and library, that's free, so you can go in and look at the Swedish archives for free. And then there's a little restaurant and a shop that you can go in for free. But the museum itself, I think it was around about £10 each to go in. Museum obviously isn't dog friendly, so we probably won't. Well, we could go in, take it in turns. But,
Could do, yeah, but we've seen that aircraft in that time, haven't we?
Yeah, so yeah, we might give that one a miss. But we'll probably go into the shop. I like to support the local area that give us free parking, so we'll go and have a look and see if there's any little trinkets I can buy before we move on again. Today we're hoping to try and find somewhere to fill up our gas. We haven't really used much, have we?
No, we've not even used a quarter of the tank of it yet.
Yeah, because I tend to use the electric to cook on. We've got one electric hob, and then I've got a Remesco electric pan thing that I use to cook. So really the only thing we ever use it for when we're off grid is to heat the water up, and then I haven't even thought of trying electric to heat the water up. I don't know. There's a train going past. But battery levels have stayed really high. We're lucky we're getting really decent sunny weather at the minute, so
yeah, our system has got 300 watts of power of solar. 325 watts of power of solar, and 465 amp hour capacity battery, Fogstar drift battery. And for us, and we've got a 50 amp DC to DC charging, so when we're driving, it charges it up quite quickly as well. And for us, that's all the power we need. You know, we spend most of our time off grid. It's just the two of us and the dog, and that's all the power we need. And we never ever run short ever.
No. But yeah, so we think we're going to head try and get a bit further north again today. Although we're not limited to time really, we do need to keep travelling if we want to get as far north as we do. So we're going to try and put a bit in. We're not going to do Stockholm.
Done Stockholm before once. We've
Yeah.
been there once before.
So we're going to. I prefer the smaller cities, the smaller towns that aren't really the big touristy ones. Something a bit different to look at. So yeah, we'll see what we see on our travels.